Dennis. Thank you, Christy. Oh, that was just absolutely wonderful. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living, East Hawaii. Yes, I am Reverend Beverley Strutt, and I am the spiritual leader here at CSL East Hawaii. And I'd like to welcome you. Welcome each and every one of you. If it's your first time, it's great to see you. If it's your second, I'm so happy you made it back. And of course, if it's your 100th, woohoo! Let's keep it going. And there could even be thousands here. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We have so much going on in our world. So when we come together here on Sunday morning, we do a prayer circle at 9:30 just to get the whole community, or should I say, those that are in service. We bring all of those that are in service together, we form a circle, and we pray in this space so that there's a vessel, a safe, beautiful vessel that we get to play in. And we start it like this. Come on, let's hear it. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Woohoo! Can you feel that? They say if you're happy and you know it, woohoo! And what does that do? What does clapping your hands do? I mean, I've got goosebumps. I don't know about you, but I got goosebumps. There is actually a physical reaction that happens in the body when you clap your hands. I had no idea. So all this time we've been doing this, the beginning of our prayer, I had no idea there was actually a purpose. I just thought it was fun. But there is. It actually starts to stimulate the system. It works. It gets the blood flowing, it gets the heart pumping. It's good for the immune system. It's good for the brain. It actually engages the whole body. So you can clap your hands anytime. I've seen people do this down their legs when they're getting tired, and those that know Chinese medicine understand that we're working one of the meridians. But can you hear it? You're still stimulating your body by clapping your hands. There is a purpose behind clapping your hands. When they say, if you know you're happy, clap your hands. Have you noticed, too, that many pediatricians will look at a child and go, can they clap their hands? Right. So we know from our normal point of view that clapping the hands shows that we can be dexterous, we can bring our hands together, we coordinated. But it's stimulating the body. It is activating and engaging a young child. And it makes them smile. It does. Didn't you all started smiling? You're looking at me like I'm insane, but you all started smiling. And that's the key, because the talk today about it is all about being happy. Happiness. I love it. So I'm going to begin, obviously, as Ray said, it's always good to start with a joke. As he said the joke, I'm like, did I actually say that one last week, or did I skip it? And he found it. He did. What a brilliant way to recycle. And thank you, Ray, for doing what you do with the recycling. It's wonderful. And thank you all for knowing that we've moved the recycling to that back corner with the garbage for beautification and cleanliness. We're having a lot more people that are asking to come and rent this space. We want it beautiful. So we've moved it down there. It's easy. On your way out, swing by, drop, go. It's wonderful. All right, so humor. A businessman has been sharing photos of children crawling around and playing on top of a Lamborghini, saying that the happiness of children is the most valuable thing in the world. $1 million Lamborghini is nothing compared to the joy of children, he said. So he allowed the kids to play and jump on top of the Lamborghini. Here's the rub. Not his kids, not his Lamborghini. Yes, we got it. All right, so let's begin with happiness today and the way we experience. Albert Schweitzer said, happiness is nothing more than good health and a bad memory. I related to that one really greatly. But what is the happiest show on television? Does anybody know which is the happiest show on television? Anybody? The Price is Right. Come on, folks. It's the happiest show. Everybody wins. Everybody gets something. Even if you don't make it up on stage, you still get a gift just for showing up. The happiest show on television. I can tell you, if I'm having an off day and I turn that one on, oh man, you got to have fun. And you know you always have to go for cheapo, right? If you want to get the spot, if you want to get the right price, the last two numbers, the lowest two numbers. It's always the cheapo. Remember that if ever you get on. And then say thank you to me when you're up there winning your $1 million. So I go for the Price is Right. That's my way. But you know, children have such a great perspective on happiness. They wake up that way. They just wake up happy. They're like, they might be crying because they want some attention and maybe a tad of food, but they wake up happy. They're intrigued by the world around them. Happiness is just what goes on. They're smiling. If you give them the opportunity, they're smiling. And the littlest thing that you can give them brings all out, brings happiness to them. You'll see that. So when we can get on our childlike, however, you know, we always have Charlie Brown. He's got a different take on happiness. He goes, you know what? Yesterday I was almost happy. For one brief moment, I thought I was winning in the game of life. And then there was a flag on the play. You just got to love old Charlie Brown. But isn't that really something that happens to us often? We're having a great day, and then something just crazy, a little thing, can just pull us right out of our happiness. You know, and why? You know, we just allow the world to kind of come in and take over. So what I want us to do right now is just to have a look. Just take a minute. Just go quiet. If you want to close your eyes. What does a happy day look like to you? You wake up in the morning. How does that feel? Is there a smile on your heart? Smile on your face? As you move through your day, what are you feeling? What is bringing you happiness? Is it the purr of your cat, the bark of your dog, your children, your grandchildren? And as you come to the end of your day, do you go to bed with a smile on your face? That was a happy day. All right, come back. Yes, that was a happy, happy day. And now I have a recipe for a happy day. It's a good recipe. It says you take 1 cup of friendly words, 2 heaping cups of understanding, a heaping teaspoon of time and patience, a pinch of warm personality, a dash of humor. You measure your words carefully, add heaping cups of understanding using generous amounts of time and patience. Cook with gas. I love that. Cooking with gas on the front burner. Keep the temperature low. Do not boil. And add a dash of humor and a pinch of warm personality, seasoned to taste with spice of life, and serve in individual molds. I want to have that. I'm going to make that every single day. Why not? And you know it's contagious. It's absolutely contagious. If you are happy, the people around you cannot be unhappy. In fact, they'll walk away from you if they want to stay unhappy because it's contagious. Even Ralph Waldo Emerson, he would say, happiness is a perfume which you cannot pour on someone else without getting some on yourself. But if you pour it on yourself, You can't help but sprinkle it on others at the same time. So it works both ways. It's just so easy when you give it a chance. But we let so much stuff get in the way of our happiness. It becomes so fragile. You know, like I said earlier, if somebody can pull you out very easily, we're susceptible to outside influences when it comes to our happiness. Well, just let something just capsize your whole day. Yeah, you're wandering along. I'm having a really good day. I'm even doing a little Bob Marley in the action here. I'm having a really, really good day. And somebody cuts me off. Bam! I'm out of my happiness. Now I'm going crazy. Really? Really? We're going to let somebody else take away our happiness? No. No. That's unacceptable. Now, what your reaction could be, I'm not going to tell you what mine would be, but just keep moving through that one and return to happiness. Dr. Ernest Holmes, the founder of our movement, he said this: do you wish to be happy? This, of course, is a foolish question, for who would not want to be happy? Happiness must be based on an inward sense of security, a sense of belonging to life and to each other. A desire to give, to be kind and compassionate, and to be able to put ourselves in the other person's position. Most of our unhappiness comes from our relationship with others. If we cannot be happy unless some other individual or some group of individuals admires and loves us, we have not yet realized that every person is complete within himself. Oh, yes. We do depend a lot of our happiness coming from an external point of view. It can bring it, it can take it, it can support it, it can destroy it. But the one thing that is really awesome is that we have a tremendous resilience. We love happiness. We love to be happy. So there's so many ways that we could do this. We want to snap back. Snap back. What is the easiest way to snap back into besides helping others? We know when we help others, it's always a great deal of happiness involved. Gratitude. Gratitude is a phenomenal way to snap back to happiness. How about laughter? Hey, if you can make somebody laugh or you can laugh yourself, isn't that a great way to bring yourself back to happiness? All right, so I got a joke for you. What did the green grape say to the purple grape? Breathe. All right, let me try that one again. What did the green grape say to the purple grape? Breathe, breathe. You can laugh more than that. Come on, let's hear that laughter. Breathe. You're turning purple. Breathe. These guys are not going to let up, I can tell you. And so we do take a breath, a beautiful, beautiful breath. Yeah, the first time I told them this joke, they looked at me and said, but that's not even funny. You know what that does to somebody that's going to come up here and tell that joke? They go, well, that's not even funny. I'm like, I'm sure people are going to laugh. We're going to make everybody laugh. So what we do with our happiness, to extend it, is we allow it to drop just from our mind and from the external into our heart. We allow it to sink from our heads and from our mouths down into this heart space, into who we are as people. We get to know that feeling a little bit more by the name of joy. Happiness and joy are very, very different. Now, that might sound weird, but it is absolutely the truth. Joy, I call joy an inside job. Yes, Joy, you are. You're an inside job. You're an inspiration. It is the difference about having happiness as being external and joy as coming from within. Happiness is like a babbling brook or a mountain stream that runs along the surface, and joy is like an artesian well. It fills from an aquifer. It fills naturally, natural pressure. It doesn't require pumping. It comes up from the very, very depths of who we are. Joy is always present. Nobody can take it. Nothing can change it. It is who we are as an expression of the divine. It is joy. Joy often involves self-forgetting. We can help create happiness, but we are seized by joy. We are pleased by happiness, but we are transformed by joy. When we experience joy, we often feel we have glimpsed into a deeper and truer layer of reality. That comes from David Brooks, who wrote The Second Mountain, and he goes on to say this: we live on two mountains, the mountains of making money and having power of success, and the mountain of inner fulfillment and relationships. Happiness is what you earn on the first mountain. You have success, you get a promotion at work, and that's great. But joy is what you get on the second mountain. Joy is where the self disappears. When you are lost in your work because it really makes a difference in the world, or you are lost in your love for someone else, where you forget where you end and another person begins, happiness is good, and joy is better. Oh, isn't that just beautiful? It is this feeling, this deep, deep within us. It is an inner light. It is calm. It is balanced. It's unchanging. It's unchangeable. It is the warmth of spirit within you. Joy is the echo of God's life in us. It cannot be changed. It cannot go anywhere. It is the very quality of God that lives in you. Joy is not happiness, because you can have joy in the middle of a stressful, sad, very, very upsetting situation. I remember when my dad passed. It was just a couple of days ago, 4 years ago, right? It was sad. I was upset, but there was a joy that still remained in me, because it's not something that changes. It supports and loves you. It brings forth a feeling where you can move through any situation if you rest back in there. It's not frivolous. It's not just brought upon by laughter. It comes up because it is who you are. There are the qualities of the divine that rest there. Wisdom, it's the same thing. You can't change it. It's not knowledge. Wisdom is a quality of the divine that rests within you. Love, same thing. It's who we are. As we walk this path, this world, as a divine expression, these qualities are in us all the time. They cannot go away. They cannot be changed. However, we can get in the way of them. We can slap a whole piece of armor right on top of that joy. It's not going anywhere. It's pretty much, like when it's raining, pouring, should I say. When we have that pouring rain and the clouds, the sun's still shining. It's the same thing with joy. It's still shining every minute of every day. It is within you. Can your frustration get in the way? I'm not good enough. I don't deserve joy. Holding on to old resentments. These things can definitely get in the way of your joy. In the way of your joy. But they cannot take it. They can take your happiness, but never your joy. It's fantastic to know that this is always going to be there. It's never going to let you down if you choose to look. It's never going to go, oh, I'm going to go over and play with that person over there because you've had a badass day. No, I'm here for you, waiting for you to let the outside world go, dive within, come and play with me. Come and play with me. Pick me for your team. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm as close as the very breath you breathe. Dr. Holmes says, everything in nature moves in circles. What goes out must come back. Love and you will be loved. Extend joy and you will become joyful. So when we are having those days where things look bleak, where we are having a tough time remembering that we're joy, what can we do? We can stretch. We can lean into what's going on around us. We can share our joy. We can see somebody who's having a rough day and go, here's my hand, walk with me. Here's my smile. Let me instigate you. Let me give you a hug so you can feel the warmth that is coming up from inside me, that is joy. Let me just sit with you. We can do this. And I know these faces in this room. You do it instinctually. It's nice to know why. It's nice to know why. Because all you are doing is you are showing up as the truth of who you are. It's not complicated. This is not world peace. I'm sorry. This ain't science. It ain't brain surgery. It's not complicated. It just takes a willingness to recognize the truth of yourself, that you are joy and you get to share it. You share that part that is unchanging, unchangeable. It is truly the divine that is within you, and we share it freely. So, Marianne Williamson will take us to close. Joy is our goal, our destiny. We cannot know who we are except in joy. Joy is what happens when we allow ourselves to recognize how good things are. Joy is what happens when we see God's plan is perfect and we're already starring in a perfect show. We are already there. We just have to recognize it. So please remember that joy is who you are. And if you're a purple grape, please don't forget to breathe. So it is, so it is. Let's take this to prayer. So we do breathe. We do take that breath, that wonderful breath of life. And in there we recognize the power and the presence, the potency of the divine. Leaning into this creative intelligence that is all that there is. Knowing that it moves around us and through us and as us, in all that we do, in all that we think, in all that we say, in all that we feel, and all that we experience. And we know that it is good. And I know for us that as we lean into the truth of who we are as expressions of the divine, that we recognize that joy is just part of who we are. We don't have to look for it. We don't have to dig for it. We just have to lean in and go, there you are. So as we walk our path this week, I know for each one of us that we will sprinkle this perfume of joy and happiness on all those that we meet, lifting them up, because we know as the grand water rises, so all the boats rise together. So as we share our joy, we lift all those around us in joy too, and I know that it is good. So please, just help me release this prayer, knowing that Spirit has said yes. Yes, my beloveds, yes. You recognize, you know that you are joy, and it is good. And we claim it by saying, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you, Susanna.